Hi, my name is Melissa Hopfinger. I am a senior at Naringsall High School, and this morning I'd like to share with you the story of a project that I've been a part of for the past 3 years. Excuse me. It started about 4 years ago with a group of 10 amazing seniors and some teachers who started what's called an invent team. And what an invent team is a team of high school students and teachers and mentors who come together and get a grant from MIT to develop a solution to a real-world problem. So 10 seniors came together and said, well, why don't we try to make a solution to something wrong in the world? As it turns out, 2 of the seniors had actually taken a service trip down to Lachinatla, Mexico the year before, and had experienced firsthand the immense problems that people had been having down there with accessing clean water. Access to clean water is not just something that was happening in Mexico. It's not something that just happens in Africa or Asia or war-torn areas halfway around the globe. It happens everywhere. As of 2000, 1.1 billion people in the world lacked access to improved water supply, and 2.4 billion lacked access to improved sanitation. Now, if you think about that, that's a sixth and a third of our world's population that this is affecting. On average, about 4.8 million people a year die from water-related illnesses. And of those 4.8 million, 4.5 million are children, 90% under the age of 5. That's why the seniors chose this project, because it is so incredibly important that we fix this problem, or at least try to do something. So what they came up with was a pretty simple filter design. It has a 4-inch PVC pipe, and inside there's a layer of sand to take out the larger particles, a layer of activated carbon to take out odor, taste, and color, and then finally a layer of clay with itty-bitty holes to take out the actual bacteria itself. All of these materials are pretty readily available, especially in the areas that we're trying to help. And so that was the main focus of this project, that it was ergonomic and it was actually practical. So they took this project down to Lachinatla, Mexico, the following year, where the project had originally started. So the Mexicans were very excited when they found out that this was going on. The well down there, the water was so low that in order to get any water from the bottom, you actually had to pull up mud with it. In the case of Lachinatla, they actually had a well, but in many places across the world, they don't. They have to travel 2, 3, sometimes even 5 miles to the nearest water source. And most of these people are women. Being an all-girls school, Narings wanted to fix this problem, and so they called it the Water Treatment and Transport Apparatus. And so it's a 55-gallon drum to fix the problem of these women carrying 5-gallon buckets filled of dirty, brown, bacteria-infested water. And it was actually a 55-gallon drum to transport more water and to clean it on the way, so that by the time they got it back to these families, they wouldn't be having to deal with dirty, filthy water that they would do their laundry with, that they would be cooking with, that they would actually drink. So this project in 2005 was actually started, and by 2007, it was taken to the United Nations. There, people from all over the world gave input to our project manager that year. A woman from Kenya had actually broken her back carrying water. I had never heard of that before in my entire life, and that was so shocking to me. Later, we were contacted by students in Egypt who actually wanted to be a part of this project so that they could use it down there. We were contacted by religious sisters in Ecuador who wanted to know, when we were finally getting done. And in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, we were actually contacted then too. Here in the United States, there was a water problem. Like, this is a global issue that we're trying to help remedy. And so when they took it down to Lachinatla, Mexico, they had a few problems. So imagine this. You're pushing a plastic PVC cart, with PVC joints, just plastic held together with some orange glue that you slabbed on a couple days before. And in this cart, you have a huge 55-gallon drum with your 9 filters inside. So you've got some concrete steps in front of you that you have to go down it's pouring down rain, and you have to push it through this muddy field. Well, that's what one of our seniors did. The first step, it kind of squeaked a little bit and, didn't sound too promising, but she kept going, pushed it through the extremely muddy field, and then tried to turn it. Unfortunately, it had 3 fixed wheels with the weight a little unevenly distributed, so it didn't work out too well. She tried to turn it, and it squeaked a little bit, but, pushing on, because this was something that she'd been working on 20 hours a week for the past year, she pushed it a little bit more. The glue didn't hold, the joints broke, and the 55-gallon drum fell over. So feeling kind of defeated, she went home to her Mexican family and was telling them about this problem. And they said, well, we're welders, we recycle everything, like, why can't we build you a metal cart with, a wheel that might actually turn? And, wow, what an idea. So the Mexicans actually built a better cart down there than we had ever come up with in the classroom at Narings Hall. I mean, it worked in the driveway. Why wouldn't it, why doesn't it push through muddy fields of Mexico? But it's so important because we learned 2 things when we were down there. One, that this project is so important that it will actually get used and that the people are so excited about it. And 2, that in order to help the people that we're trying to help, we need to have their input. We need to be down there, and we need to understand the actual problems. Many of you have probably never heard of this invention, and neither had I until I was a freshman at Narings, and I was getting ready to sleep through another school assembly when I saw the screen down and I thought, ooh, a movie, like, maybe I should pay attention. The first scene was actually of the well in La Chinala. There were leaves floating in it. There were visible particles, and it was brown. Like, you could not see you couldn't see through the water. It was absolutely disgusting. And then the next scene that they showed were of 2 buckets. The one on the left was a bucket of the brown water that they had pulled up from the well. And the bucket on the right was filtered, crystal clear water that they had used in their invention down there. I mean, I had been in my own little bubble, like Peter said. I was ready to go home to my nice big brick house, walk past my 4 cars, and take a 20-minute steam shower and not think twice about it. Just take it all for granted. But I know now that 4.8 million people on this earth die every year from something that I could help prevent. And that's a huge deal to me. And so that's why I got involved. And for the past 3 years, I've been trying to finish this project. But we're not there yet. We've still got to fix the filter in the cart. But other than that, we're all set. But if any of you have any experience in this area, I implore you, please.
You've got to finish something. You're really determined to get something done pretty soon.
Yes, very, very soon. Because this is obviously a huge problem that the world is facing. And it's not going to do anyone any good sitting in the physics room at Narings Hall. So we were hoping to finish it up by this summer. And
beginning of summer, end of summer?
End of summer.
Okay.
And eventually get the designs out, because this can help start, micro enterprise businesses for everyone.
So the kind of help you're needing is to help in kind of getting the design to a point where you really consider it really is reliable.
Exactly. And we use clay, so I mean, all of our resources that we're using are things that they can get down there.
That's really important. Great. Okay, so I think you heard a request there. There may be a few people in the room who say,
please
help. Chat with Melissa at the break we're going to take in a few minutes. Okay? Cool. Thank you.
Thank you very much.